I'm sorry?
Governed by the First Amendment of the Constitution and also by Glick versus Caniff of the Second Circuit Court of the United States.
What'd you say, Officer Webster? I didn't hear you.
If you're recording us, you have to.
I'm sorry, what? I genuinely can't hear you.
If you're recording us, you're gonna have to let us know.
Oh, no, that's not the law, ma'am. I'm sorry. It's a one-party consent state.
What's that?
She's saying if we want to film them, we have to let them know.
Oh, fuck them. All they are is fucking...
Oh, there's no need for profanity now, Uncle Bob.
Oh, she's a senior trooper, too.
A senior trooper...
She should honor her oath to the Constitution of the
A
United
senior
States
trooper
of America.
completely unaware of the law regarding First Amendment right to film in public. What exactly is the cause for alarm, senior trooper? If I may ask.
At the Capitol.
Okay.
No, I'm just curious, senior
It's our area.
trooper. I'm just curious what the concern
So
is.
what drew your attention? His mask?
What's that?
What drew your attention? His mask or the fact that he's Muslim?
This is our building, and we patrol it. So.
Well, that's fine. I'm just curious as to what the cause for concern was. Is all.
Was it that I got a mask on or that I'm Muslim?
How would I know?
I don't know that they. I don't.
How would we know that?
Yeah, I don't know that they would know that just yet, but your mask is very interesting. But I'm just curious what the general concern is, if I may inquire.
I mean, you guys did take an oath to the Constitution.
I too am recording.
Good. I absolutely encourage you to record, senior trooper. Absolutely.
Hey, can I get the information so I can get the recording?
Name and badge number, please.
Steve Webster, 82.
Steve Webster, 82.
It's 585.
Jennifer Johnson, 585.
Johnson, 585.
That's the badge number.
So, well, given the fact that this is the seat of government in a public building, I'm just curious what the cause for alarm was.
So you've asked me for my name. What is yours?
I don't answer questions, sir. You didn't have to answer that. Well, you may have, but I don't answer questions, sir. I'm just curious.
He's required by department policy to identify.
I'm just curious what the cause for alarm was. What is the general cause for alarm, Senior Trooper Webster? Yeah, they are refusing to answer what the cause for alarm was.
So we're just going to have to assume it was based on my religion.
Senior Trooper Webster, what was the initial cause for alarm? I'm not alarmed that you're filming me. I'm just curious what the initial cause for alarm was. I mean, you guys did contact us. You did inaccurately.
You want to walk over there behind that trooper?
You did.
I don't want to get shot.
You won't get shot.
Yeah, don't be Lavoy. You did walk up and incorrectly detail the state of the law. So I'm just curious what the cause for alarm is. That's all I would like to know, senior troopers, what the cause for alarm is.
If you could also put a note that they're constantly asking what the cause for alarm is. And to a slight extent,
No, we're not provoking you at all. We were standing here filming, and you guys approached us, inaccurately described the state of the law, and all I did was ask you what the...
is wearing a shirt called the word cop. We need to do triangle moves so that we can honor all of us at the same time. So do you want to stand here?
I got right here.
Another one is
Have you guys signed up yet? Yeah, it's gonna be right here on the seal. They'll come out and they'll meet you, and then just give you the tour.
Little intelligence gathering there, eh?
So they,
Can you film above the waist so nobody sees my belly? 10 pounds. They add the camera. So you said we were provoking. Can you tell me exactly how I was provoking? I just asked you a general question in a very calm manner.
it's nice how the First Amendment is construed as provoking.
Really? Especially since I politely asked the question. I wasn't provoking anybody from anything. If I was provoking you, I would call you a state goon, but I'm not. I'm asking you what the cause for alarm was. But you're not going to answer my question because there is no cause for alarm.
So this is supposed to be a block. These two state troopers
You don't like answering questions,
unwilling
Senior Trooper Webster?
regulate
I find it interesting that as Senior Troopers you were unable to accurately assess the law.
and it appears that they don't even care about their oath to the Constitution of the United States, which apparently makes
They use constitutional toilet paper. That's toilet paper made with the
and
Constitution.
yes, I said it.
Ask Lavoy about that.
Yeah.
To the
By the
Republic
way,
of the United States of
Senior
America.
Trooper Johnson, who murdered Lavoy?
State
You know
police
Lavoy
did.
Finnegan? The guy that was shot in the back by state police snipers?
I think it was one or two pigs with a gun, with a handgun. They lit him up.
Yeah, they were state police snipers that shot and killed Lavoy.
What exactly is the cause for alarm, Senior Trooper Webster? And how was I provoking you, sir?
He's not smart enough to be able to tell you that.
Or he's way too smart to start talking and trip himself up.
Yep.
I sincerely doubt it, though.
So Senior Trooper, why was with all those state police and FBI agents, why did you guys have to shoot Lavoy in the back?
Because there's
I
state
know it's hard to
sanctioned
believe, but there is
executions.
videotaped evidence that as soon as he left the vehicle, he was shot in the back. Regardless of what the FBI and the state police said, in fact, what they said was proven to be a lie.
There's state sanctioned executioners.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bypass the courts.
And revenue generators, of course. Well, can you at least tell me this, Senior Trooper Webster? Are we violating the law in any way? That's a no.
Don't worry, I'm with the organization.
I don't really understand what the problem is.
It's just they don't care about their oath to the Constitution. They swore an oath to the elite,
You'd think if they weren't doing anything wrong, they'd have nothing to hide.
right?
Do you have an ID, sir? Because that's not an ID.
Identification.
That's not an ID, that's a name tag. Do you have a police identification card, sir? Mm-hmm. The pig silent treatment.
We'll put a gun in just about any idiot's hands.
Oh, yeah.
As long as they blindly follow orders.
You know what's interesting is 1 in 4 law enforcement officers is guilty of domestic violence.
Exactly.
They kind of just hire violent goons. Because it's not about protecting anybody. Nobody's stupid.
And 90% of them victimize children.
Are law and order always cognate with truth and justice, Senior Trooper Webster? The answer to that question is no.
You know, and he is required to answer all questions of a citizen who pays his salary. Now, I know I pay his salary.
What does the back of your shirt say?
It says copblock.org badges don't grant extra rights.
Has there been a violation of the law,
Means you.
Senior Trooper Webster?
We own them. They don't own us. He's sitting here snickering.
They always do. They always think they're the first one to come up with the idea of recording you, too. If it was nighttime out, $5 says he'd be flashing his light into our cameras. That's another common tactic. They always think they're the first ones to do that too.
And if we're outside, guarantee we'd be the first ones to get shot in the back.
Hmm.
A bunch of rabid dogs.
Hmm.
Because they're authorized to just pull a gun and shoot anytime they feel like it.
Well, they'll get away with it. We know that.
Yep. Qualified immunity.
They say it's a thin blue line, but it's a very thick blue line between the police and the communities they're there to protect. The growing culture of police professionalism since the 1970s has left that divide. They have an us versus them mentality. At best, they see us as an other. At worst, they see us as an enemy to control and eliminate. When was the last time you saw a cop slam some fucking elitist corporate cocksucker stealing millions of dollars from people?
It's never happened.
That's never happened. But they are out there slamming and shooting people for drug possession.
Victimless crimes, 90% of the time. Writing people bogus citations.
Generating revenue.
And then when they find out that they are completely in the wrong, they hide behind a judge who they paid off.
And then they get paid administrative leave.
Yep.
Paid vacation.
Still our tax dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't have the courage to get a real job. An actual 9 to 5 job where they actually have to bust their ass. And nowadays they're actually getting the same thing that we carry over in the Middle East.
You know, there's no community policing anymore either. Intense militarization and that culture of police professionalism I talked about. They're a paramilitary organization designed to use force to maintain order and compliance, in compliance with somebody else's vision of what's morally acceptable.
What this child said his name was?
Hmm?
What this child said his name was?
That's Senior Trooper Webster. How anybody got to Senior Trooper without understanding even the basic laws regarding the Constitution and the First Amendment, I would not know. Usually you get promoted in that kind of position because you don't have a problem giving moral orders.
Is it standard issue to keep a knife in front of you?
He's got a knife?
Yeah, he does.
Is it like a combat
Right
knife?
below his vest.
Well, he
He's
looks
got
like
a knife right
he
there.
looks like a fucking soldier, which I was going to start talking about the militarization of the police. I mean, he looks like he's decked out for a patrol in Fallujah. A couple of mags on the front of his chest there.
Flip-out combat knife.
Where is it?
It's right in his belt, right in the front, right
Oh
below
yeah,
his
there it
vest.
is. All Rambo status.
Yep. I'm surprised he doesn't have a M24 saw.
You know what?
Across the
I know, but we probably got an AR-15 around here somewhere. You know what I find really interesting is that they talk about the war on cops and how dangerous it is to be a cop and all this stuff. Police actually, I think it was in 2004, a study was done by the Justice Department saying that 12 out of 100,000 officers, on average, would suffer an on-the-job death. Farmers, garbage collectors, landscapers, timber cutters, these people all have jobs far more dangerous than the police. Most police officers won't go through their career encountering a hostile suspect with a gun trying to shoot them or anything like that. It's just not that common.
At least I constantly had people throwing ammunition my way.
Did you fight in the military?
Yes, I did. 75th, first bat.
Really?
Yep. I was over there in the thick of shit. And then come home and see the militarization of the police, it makes me sick.
In Seattle on May Day,
To see that I fought for freedom when freedom is not even happening in our own country.
on Seattle on May Day just this year, I watched armored riot police shoot pepper balls from paintball guns into a crowd full of children. I watched them bear mace nonviolent protesters, watched them hit them with batons.
How's it feel to know, officer, that you make us veterans sick to our stomach when we come home and see you guys destroying our country from the inside?
You know what the funny part was, though?
Notice how you can't even answer that, he's a coward.
Oh yeah, he's a total coward, total pussy. The
He
funny,
probably don't even get no pussy.
the funny thing about that, what I was talking about in Seattle is later on that night, I watched the mainstream media totally lie and talk about how all these protesters had attacked the police, and that's part of the problem too. The corporate media totally has their back because the corporate media is owned by those people who wish to seek and maintain the status quo, and so they'll do whatever they can to make the police look good.
I just want to get some quick B-roll of the artwork.
It is pretty nice.
Really some beautiful artwork. To be
can't even open a dialogue.
This man who is not even a man,
Well, he won't
whose
even.
family is most likely ashamed of.
What I don't get is why he just won't open the dialogue. I mean, yeah, we're talking shit to him and making fun of him now, but at first I was more than willing to speak to them, ask him what the cause of concern was and what the problem was.
Hey, do me a favor. Bob's uncovered. Keep him covered. We need to make sure that everything is documented, so if she pulls a weapon on him, it's documented.
She seems pretty cool.
She may seem pretty cool, but
Yeah.
she wears that uniform. She's inherently a
Right. Of course. Of course. That's the problem too, you know. A lot of police officers are pretty decent people. They just don't understand the nature of the corrupt and violent system that they're party to.
And you know what? Wilsonville PD actually opens dialogue with its citizens even when they're holding cameras.
Yeah, really. I mean,
We can't even do that.
why won't you even talk? Like, you automatically assume we're here to fuck with you. All we were doing was filming. You guys did approach us, inaccurately state the state of the law. All we wanted to do was talk. But you wouldn't do that because you know
And under Glick versus
why
Smith,
what you are.
we have the right to film, and he has no reasonable expectation of privacy.
Because he knows at this point that we're here to call attention to their malfeasance, their corruption, their violence, their militarization.
Your cowardice.
You know, the funny thing is, it's like, again, they talk about the war on cops, but the police and the government keep declaring all these wars on us. War on terror, war on drugs, war on crime. We keep taking all these casualties, and yet somehow it's the police who are in trouble.
Honestly, I think this officer and his partner are both racist.
You think so?
I honestly believe so. I honestly believe they approached us because I am Muslim.
It's a possibility, but in their defense, they wouldn't have known that immediately. But you do have a dark skin complexion.
Exactly.
Now they know you're one with a mask. They're definitely not going anywhere. Look out!
Because they're automatically going to assume I'm a jihadist or something.
Yes, look out! Alibaba might come for you.
When do you guys keep out of the trooper's side?
Huh?
When do you guys keep out of the trooper's side?
You want to back up a little bit?
And move over a little bit so he can't see you.
Notice how he immediately trains it on me? Definitely racist.
Are you just gonna delete? I mean, are you gonna upload that? Or are you just gonna delete it? I strongly encourage you to upload your video.
What he's going to do is he's going to put us through FRS and try and get our faces recognized, generate a report, send it over to the intelligence
Right.
community, and they're going to try and put us on a list
Well,
when they're the ones that should be on the list.
just a minute ago, he was reading off our shirts into the radio.
I heard that.
Yeah. Thanks. Find out what you can dig up.
Yep.
Officer Webster.
That's why I
Can we go backwards? Can we go backwards and put our cameras down and open a dialogue? Would you please at least be willing to tell me why you won't have a conversation with me, Officer Webster?
And it's very apparent he's racist.
Are you willing to tell me your name?
Yeah, sure, I'm Jeff. Now, I know that's just a chance to get information out of me, pure and simple. You're not actually curious of what my name is, but yeah, it's Jeff.
Jeff, what?
Yeah.
What is your last name?
I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not an idiot. You're lucky I even gave you that much. Now, would you like to have a conversation, Officer Webster, about what's going on here? We can open a dialogue and have a constructive few minutes here, talking to one another about the current state of law enforcement and the way they relate to the citizens. You're not interested in having that dialogue.
He'd rather be over in North Korea.
He's apparently not interested in having that dialogue. I wonder why.
I see the dirty look he's giving me. He
Of
wants
course.
to kill me.
He wants to kick somebody's ass, I'm sure.
He'd probably sell this country out to a foreign power in a heartbeat if it suited his own financial needs. Well, wait a minute. That might be a little too harsh. That might be a little too harsh.
Let's give him the benefit of the doubt on the trader card.
Hopefully he has some integrity.
I'm sure he's got a little. Probably got into this job thinking he was going to do great work and good things. Sure, he's done a few good things, but there's no way it's outweighed the shit he's done. The tickets he's written, the arrests he's made for nonviolent or victimless crimes. You do understand, Senior Trooper Webster, that when people are put into the don't look at me like I'm advancing on you as a threat. You understand that when people are put in the criminal justice system, they're never given help. They're put through the ringer, fined out the ass, and then put on probation and constantly reeled back in. It's a system set up to fail. It's a system set up to generate financial revenue. Sure, some bad people get caught and hemmed up once in a while, but really, that's a 0.01% of the society. They're truly nasty and vicious individuals,
He's looking for his SWAT team.
and he's looking for bag up.
And just with one head of the nod, he can give the order to have us, all three of us shot.
I'm going to go ahead and put the risk factor on that as low, but let's just be prepared for anything.
Yep.
Would you at least, I mean, you do have an issue with us. Would you at least tell me what your direct issue is?
Definitely. He's focusing it on me.
I think he's focusing on me now because I'm fat. You know how discriminated against I feel?
He's probably a white Christian who thinks he's better than everybody else.
And he's definitely got the arrogance down.
Hell, he's probably never served a day in his life in the military. They probably wouldn't take him.
You know what's funny is when the police like waste somebody in the street, nobody really says anything, and there's no giant funeral. But if somebody shot a cop, oh my God, they fucking they flip out. They lock down entire cities and go nuts. And then they have these giant funerals.
And you know what? The sad thing is every time a police officer is shot, my American flag goes at half mast because I do not condone violence. Because that's just going to make matters worse.
Well, yeah, I mean, if we were to become violent individuals, then we would be no better than they are.
Exactly.
If you use violence and coercion to institute your will, then you're a tyrant.
I'm not helping you guys. You guys are civilians.
And that's the difference between government and community. Government uses violence and coercion
He's in that uniform. He works for the government.
to maintain the will of the elite.
Thank you for your service.
You don't even know him, sir.
No, but he's got a uniform on.
Right. I agree. I understand that.
I
But
wore a uniform too for 3.5 years.
well, I understand that, sir.
Have you ever been in the military?
No, sir. But I understand. Well, that
I
doesn't.
did. I served.
Sir, your lack of education regarding modern law
And that's why I'm
enforcement.
doing this now because I came home, saw what was going on, and I was like, this can't be going on in my own country. Not when I fought for freedom. It's an honor, sir. And he just keeps giving sarcastic looks every time I mention my service.
He's a coward. He's a coward.
He'd be the first one to probably stop on a military uniform. I'm just worried about Bob over there. He's alone with that.
Oh, he's fine. She seems like she's all right enough. Yes, yes. Senior Trooper Webster, you're filming.
Oh, you guys ready to go back out and get some B-roll outside?
I don't know. I kind of like, the longer we stay here and keep him occupied, the less likely he is to generate financial revenue or hurt somebody.
True. This is true.
The more we tie him up, the more we throw a wrench into the gears of the state.
Right?
He's letting the nods of the bootlickers passing by boost his morale.
He's got to feel good about himself. Being a troll of the government. The government who no longer works for the will of the people. The government that works for the will of the corporate elite and the bankers.
You do understand, Senior Trooper Webster, while you may not necessarily be a bad police officer or corrupt or not doing your job properly, I've seen many police officers do so in violent and aggressive ways. in illegal ways and get away with it. I've recorded it and watched it. We have a genuine concern about the state of law enforcement in the country. We have seen things that are pretty screwed up. I would like to hear your opinion on this. Genuinely, I don't want to make fun of you. I don't want to give you a hard time. I genuinely want to talk to you. I really do. Would you please have a conversation with me?
Sniper's position around us.
Would you please have a conversation with me, Officer Webster? Positive, constructive conversation. That can't hurt. I mean, I was talking about the culture of police professionalism and the divide between communities. This is part of it. The unwillingness of most police officers to engage in this dialogue, to have these conversations.
We're trying to engineer change, not being confrontational. We're trying to engineer change.
My grandfather was an Oregon State Trooper for 30 years.
How you doing?
I'm not entirely sure you are correct in what you're thinking about why we're here.
Evidently, he's not capable of comprehending what we're trying to do.
No, because he's one of them. He's already too far gone. He's over there. He's on the dark side. It's a raging status. Probably voting for Trump. You're a Trump man? I'm going to really quickly go for my waistband, just because I feel like it. I'm lucky I'm not dead.
His hand's dangling at his side.
Well, shit, with these guys, all you gotta do is put your hands in the air. I'll blow you right away. It's interesting. They said Lavoy Finicum was reaching for a gun. However, he was reaching to the opposite side of his body, where his gun would typically be in the many photographs of him.
I know, I've seen the whole video.
Can I ask you one question and get an answer? It'll be a professional question. It won't be a nasty question. Senior Trooper Webster, I'm genuinely trying to have a conversation with you. Not calling you a name. I'm not yelling at you. I'm not insulting you. I'm not being confrontational. I'm not even pointing the camera at you anymore. Would you please talk to me for a moment?
What is your name?
Why? Before,
You know who you are
before,
talking to.
before
I don't
well,
know
you
who
are a
I'm
public servant, and I am not required.
I'm a public employee.
Well, yeah, and you are a public servant. Are you saying you're not here to serve in the community?
I serve, but I'm not a servant.
The commonly used term is public servant. Senior Trooper Webster. Okay, I think you know what I meant to say. However, I am under no legal obligation to identify you. And now the only reason, Officer Webster, that you want my identification is so you can run my name and find out who I am. You're not interested in creating a personal rapport with me. You're interested in extracting information. And that's mainly why I'm not going to do it. But I told you my first name. I would have been satisfied with your first name if you didn't have all that stuff, your name tag. I mean, I'm calling you Officer Webster because that's your title and your name, and I've told you my first name. Now, can we please just have a you're not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not calling you any names. Can we just have a quick conversation, man? Genuinely, I want your. See, I try this all the time. Will you please offer me your opinion? And all they do is stand there and film me and stay silent. And I'm trying to engineer change. I'm trying to get their side of the story. I want to hear what his opinion are, because I hear what everybody else's opinion is. All the civilians and everything else. I want to know his, and they never offer it. And what they don't realize is that just simply opening those dialogues goes a long way into building community trust. There's nobody up there. Anyways, I don't want to keep hounding you with questions you're going to answer, but, I mean, can we just drop the confrontation status and talk? Will you at least tell me why you don't want to talk, why you won't speak with me? Officer Webster, am I calling you names? Am I insulting you? Am I pushing you around? No. I'm not. I'm trying to talk with you.
So is there a reason why you guys had to come to
Just like every other cop.
Let me ask you a flat question. Do you love your country? It's a simple yes or no answer. Do you love this country? He can't even answer that.
Yeah, I know. You know, I don't feel like your enemy.
Low IQ, limited intelligence.
I don't feel like your enemy, Senior
Possibly a
Trooper.
primate.
I hope you don't feel like I'm your enemy. We're obviously on two different sides of the ideological line, but maybe we can bridge that gap. Are you not interested in doing that? I mean, we're quasi journalists. I mean, people see this stuff. We show it to people, and they watch it, and you have an opportunity to speak your piece. There's a lot of really bad stuff going on about cops in the media and in the general conversation amongst the populace. I would like to offer you an opportunity to give me how you feel about all that. Hey, Senior Trooper Webster, real quick, will you at least just look me in the eye? Real quick, so I can show you that I'm very sincere.
I'm convinced he doesn't know any better.
Well, they did approach us and say we had to have permission to film them.
Evidently, he never read Blake versus Connect.
Your battery will die before mine does.
Or he read it and disregarded it because it didn't suit his country.
Let's go look around some more.
I've never been to his building before. Is that artwork in there?
Yeah, it looks like artifacts and stuff. Or art. Oh, rocks. It's rocks.
Rocks. Hey.
Like geodes and stuff.
I used to collect rocks when I was a kid. I really did. I used to collect a whole series of rocks.
See, Senior Trooper Webster is in pursuit. Aren't you supposed to be working?
Wow.
They're pretty nice and cool looking.
Actually, I found when I was about 6, the Beach Gate,
Agate?
yeah, I used to find those all over the place down in Texas.
Yeah, they're definitely. That
They're
one's
beautiful.
That one's cool. That Polina Limcast from Crook County. Hi.
I'm actually very impressed.
You know, we're not being threatening. We don't have any weapons. No weapons.
You know, and I was
And we're not breaking the law. But you're following us around anyway. You're just proving our point. That's all you're doing.
that was before my mom got diagnosed with cancer. Cervical and ovarian cancer.
Deputy Webster, film with two hands so this film is steady.
And honestly, we mean no ill will or intent here.
Company special events, that's what I do.
Yeah, that's not the deal. Actually, we have a week letter.
I just want to see if he follows us in there and starts filming us. Oh, Ted Wheeler, the new mayor of Portland.
Actually, gonna be pretty funny to see me go to the bathroom while holding a camera. Oh wow!
Look at everything these tax dollars have paid for. I'm gonna. free.
Much better.
Oh, he didn't follow us in. Well, let's try and lose his ass and go upstairs.
I honestly just want to get a look around the place.
Yeah, let's do it.
You know?
Oh, they're still following us. Where's Bob? We lost.
This is officially my first time inside this building.
Really? We lost Bob. Where's Bob? Oh, there he is.
So you get to see me ever hit him up in the office.
Yeah. Why are you watching us? Why are you watching us? You're following us. Yes,
He's
you are.
security. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick.
It's right there. The Senate chambers. Yes, this is where the tyrants do all their tyranny. Good thing I got the night vision.
Hey, let's see if they have any pictures of the founding fathers.
Oh, I'm sure they will around here.
And they probably won't because it's corporate states of America anymore.
Governor's office.
Do you guys have any pictures of the founding fathers?
So is this a pass or a fail? Is this a pass or a fail?
Fail.
Because they didn't actually try to stop us.
No, they can't. They can't stop us. But did you notice this interaction from?
Yeah.